Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 14 of your NHL 21 Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode, as we're heading into a pretty big episode, as we're heading into the 2023-24 season, as right now we're about midway through. We're going to be heading up to trade deadline and hopefully making it to the playoffs. But before we get into that, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to slap that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. That will be very much appreciated, boys. So let's get into this puppy, as right now the Columbus Blue Jackets are sitting 4 points out of a wild card spot, right behind the Carolina Hurricanes, which we are going to be facing up against them here very soon. But the Columbus Blue Jackets were in not that bad of a spot here. We've been playing really good. Offensively, we haven't been that bad. Defensively, we need to work on, especially on our PK, which we made a little bit of changes to it, because right now we're 62.4% on our PK, which has just not been looking very good. Our PK has not been the best, so we threw up Nick Bonino alongside of McCann NMC alongside of Foudy, just to diversify things here on the PK, and I honestly like the way that it looks. But everything else, I have been enjoying this team. The new pickups in McCann, Foudy, and David Krejci have been wonderful pickups here for the Columbus Blue Jackets this season. Of course, we can't trade most of these guys. I know I was saying in the last episode, kind of leaves us up for some space to make some moves, but of course we have McCann, who has a no movement clause, and also David Krejci, who has a no movement clause as well. We're kind of stuck with who we got. I think the only good player that we could really trade away is maybe Nick Bonino, if we do want to trade away somebody, or maybe a Nichushkin as well. We could dump him off this upcoming season, or maybe a Brett Pesce as well. We could trade him away if we really wanted to. I'd like to keep Brett Pesce because he's been really solid, good defenseman for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So anyways, before we keep babbling on, let's get into today's simulation and let's get up to trade deadline, because we got a lot of simulation to go for us. We want to try to make it to the playoffs, and with that, we're going to have to try to make some moves, right? If we're going to want to be a playoff team, we might have to make some trades to, improve this team even further and hopefully push us towards a playoff spot. So that's what I'm really hoping for here. So, McCann, you're not happy with how you're performing. I thought you haven't been doing too bad, but, I think you could do a little bit better. You're on that second line. You've been given a good chance to produce, so hopefully you do good. So, a big loss there against the Nashville Predators. Definitely not the way that we wanted it to go. Blackwood was in the net for that one, and we'd lose. So can you pull away with a big win here against the Carolina Hurricanes? We definitely need this win tonight. We need it. Oh, my Lord, Blackwood. And we lose this one as well. So the game that we need to win desperately, we lose. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Not what I wanted to see. So maybe Marchenko's still a third liner, so maybe he's not ready yet. Maybe we got to go with a different combination here. Is Chenkanov's hasn't been doing too bad. Maybe, yeah, we do Yanmark, Krejci, Marchenko, Bjorkstrand, McCann, Nichushkin, and then Werenski, Pesce. We'll go with that. We'll try that out. We gotta try something new for this team, because right now we're not producing as the way that I want us to be producing. Goaltending wise, Adin Hill go there. Blackwood. I just swapped the goalies. Blackwood has not been doing very well this year. He's just been struggling. 4-6-1 and 901, 297. Just been not the way that we've been wanting him to be here for the Blue Jays. Actually, he hasn't been terrible compared to Black. I mean, they both haven't been terrible. I think it's mostly because our horrible defense is not doing a very good job of maintaining, and our PK just keeps getting pelleted out there. Alrighty, so let's continue the simulation. Hopefully we could turn ourselves around going in to December here. We definitely did not have the greatest end of the month here for November, losing the last 3 games of the month. So hopefully Adin Hill could go out there and give us a solid few wins right now, because we really need it. We need some solid dubs for the team right now. We can't continue to lose. Big win there against the Nashville Predators, 6-1. Finally, we see a little bit of success. A big win there against the Pittsburgh Penguins as well. Boston Bruins, can we pull away with another big victory? We need another one, all right? We need to continue this hot streak right now. And a big 5-2 win over the Boston Bruins, as the Blue Jackets are starting to gain a little bit of momentum right now. The Penguins, they 8-4 win. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Our wild card spot here for the Blue Jackets. The Wild, can we get a big victory against the Minnesota Wild? Another 7-3 victory. We are scoring non-stop in a 3-1 win over the Florida Panthers. Wow. Wow. 35 points. We're tied with the Carolina Hurricanes. We have a really solid spot right now. We are lighting up the world right now. Warren Foegele, what a steal this guy was. My lord, what a steal. We legit gave up Benjamin Jack Roslovich and Mills in a second for this guy. And Bert Pesce and a few picks. This is insane. Marchenko's having a pretty solid season. Even when he got demoted down to the third line, he's still playing really good. You know, that second line, you know, it's a good defensive line. I give that Nikushkin, McCann, Bjorkstrand line that credit of being a really solid defensive line. Rowensky, Girard, Pesce doing amazing alongside of Rowensky, Peak and Girard doing amazing alongside of each other. And Girard's amazing on that power play. Amazing on that power play. And Adin Hill is really the goalie that we've been wanting him to be. Adin Hill. I think it's also because we actually have a backup goaltender that could actually jump in there now and play some solid games for Adin Hill as well. So I like the tandem that we got going forward, you know. Going with Blackwood and Hill, and I mean, if they could continue doing what they're doing, if Blackwood can start, you know, getting some wins here for us, that would be amazing. The Ducks, perfect game for them and a big win for the Blue Jackets as we jump into second place in the Metropolitan Division. I never thought this day would be coming for a while here, boys. I didn't think we would be in this spot. You know, I thought, you know, we would probably be on the cusp of being in a wild card spot, but the last 10 we are 7-2. A big loss there against the Edmonton Oilers, but my lord, it does not discredit the hot streak that this team is right now having. The New Jersey Devils, a big victory against the Devils as we're right now second place in the division. Absolutely amazing winning streak from Nashville all the way to Anaheim. 2, 4, 6, 7 wins in a row, and then we lose one and we get right back to winning. That is what I'm talking about. That's the winning team I've been waiting for here from the Columbus Blue Jackets. 25 goals in 33 games also for Laine is nuts. Laine is having a career year of his own, and Liam Foudy's helping that. I mean, this line that we have set up here is worked for a to the teat. Did I forget to sign any free agency for the AHL? I kind of did, but Ken Johnson's carrying that team. I think I did sign a little bit of players. Yeah, I did. Did I forget the... Oh, yeah, I did forget to put in some players into the lineup. I must have pressed best lines, I think, too. But I would like these guys playing in Fowler and Pulisic. There are future players. We need our future players playing. So, anyways, let's continue on to the great simulation here with the Columbus Blue Jackets as we need to get Adin Hill into the lineup. That's what I was doing. But, yeah, I give this team respect. Our top 6 lines have been amazing. And even this line here, I mean... Not terrible. I mean, offensively, they're probably doing really good. Defensively, not so much. I think we need a better winger instead of a Janmark. But Texier, he doesn't work if you move him up because Janmark doesn't work on that fourth line. So Adin Hill back in the net, and he lost there against the Winnipeg Jets 5-2. The New York Islanders, we need a big win here against the Islanders. We need to stay a winning, and we do. We do stick a winning. And we're tied up for first place in the Metropolitan Division right now, boys. This is amazing. Never thought, you know, we are doing really good this year. And also the Metropolitans, you know, that's actually not that weak. It's a pretty strong division. There's a lot of strong teams all the way up and down. So that's the scary part about this division. So Johns, we'll replace you with Carlson here quickly. Carlson and Schultz haven't been doing too bad. They're starting to go back down. And Werenski's having a really good season this year as they're probably one of our best offensive defense. But anyways, let's continue. Ottawa lost there against Ottawa. And Colorado, big win there against the Ottawa Senators, so perfect. Or Colorado, I meant we get right back on the W. So Winnipeg and then Washington upcoming, and I think we might switch it back over to Mackenzie Blackwood here in a bit. But Adin Hill gets us another big one, 3-2. Schultz out with a concussion; he's going to be out for the next month. But a big win there against the Caps. We'll make a goalie swap here. Adin Hill, 32 goals in 39 games. Man, Laine is incredibly close this year to have another breakout season once again. And I love when Laine has these types of seasons. He had 55 goals in that year where he just broke out in his first season. He was insane. But this year, Laine is looking better than he ever has before. He's going to pass all power play career highs with this team. He might even pass goal scoring wise, and that's nuts alongside of Liam Foudy and Warren Foegele. I mean, absolutely insane how good of a season we've been getting from our man in Patrik Laine, and how good of a season we've been able to get from Adin Hill. A 906, a 270. We really been getting a solid season from him. Even Mackenzie Blackwood. I mean, we need to start playing a little bit more games for him because Adin Hill's been playing the bulk of them right now. He's just been, I mean, when you get a hot goalie, you got to ride him out, right? I mean, that's the way that you kind of go. That's the way I was planning with Blackwood and Hill was, you know, ride with whoever's hot. And if a goalie's going to be hot, then ride with them, right? 2 losses there, but he did give us a shootout loss, so that's not terrible. Edmonton, Anaheim. I got to sneeze here very soon. So another loss there against the Edmonton Oilers. Definitely not what I wanted to exactly see, but where are we positioned right now? We're not in too bad of a spot. You know, we're not in a terrible spot. Maple Leafs are near that wild card spot. The Flyers are right near, so we need to continue winning. That's our biggest thing right now is we need to continue winning games. And I think if we are going to improve upon something is that depth. We need to badly improve that depth. I don't think, Mark's the guy we have in the lineup. I think it's Atkinson we need to add into the lineup again. I know that's going to make us weaker defensively, but we need to switch something up about that second line here, or this third line, because it's producing. It is, but it's also letting in goals, so we need to swap things up there. Defensively, that's not looking too great. Johns is not a great fit alongside of Karlsson, so maybe we need to call up a D-man as well right quick to swap out Jones. Some of that's a two-way guy. 2A defenders, what we really need. Robert Hagg, and not very great defensively, but he can block. Oh, maybe Noel Jolson, actually. Hang on. He's injured too, though, so never mind. Robert Hagg, you're coming on up. You will replace Johns in the lineup. Because Schultz will not really be anywhere else. He only really plays 5-on-5 wise for us this year. So, Hagg, you could get in there. And otherwise, let's keep on rolling. Bjorkstrand, you're having a career year for yourself as well. Almost a point per game for Bjorkstrand. I think that will definitely be his career high this year. He's just also having a nut season alongside of McCann and Nikushkin there. So we've really built a very solid defensive second line as well. So we do need to put in Adin Hill if I did forget about that. We do need to put him in the lineup right quick. Well, Blackwood's going to be in the... Oh, no. Blackwood was in the net. 905. He's improving slowly. Not bad, but Adin Hill, he's back in there. We'll let him take a little bit of the next couple of games up until All-Star break. Basically, Adin Hill will take up until. So hopefully we get a couple more wins here from Adin Hill, which is really what we need to continue doing. I know, Marchenko, you want more minutes, but that second line that we got going right now is it's better than what you were doing with Bjorkstrand, to be honest with you, dude. So Marchenko, you could play a little bit down the lineup for us right now. Vegas Golden Knights, can we also pull away with a Vegas Golden Knights win as well? And we do. Big win against the Vegas Golden Knights. Perfect. I am liking that. So right before All-Star break, we end off that 27-17-2. So not too bad. 56 points. We're not too bad of a spot. We're getting a really nice lead here with the Flyers. So that's good. Even if we do drop down on that wild card spot, we won't be in the worst position from, the other teams catching up from us. But Adin Hill's been having a nut season, 20-9. We could give him even a little bit of a break and rely on Blackwood for the next little bit. Hopefully, Blackwood could give us some solid games. But, I think it splits us away because we've been spacing ourselves away a little bit from the Canadians, Panthers, and the Leafs, which is what we kind of want to do. Especially if we do drop into that wild card spot, I don't really want to be too worried about the Canadians. So if we could keep winning some games here and continue on this good record that we have been on, we've only been, our last 10's been basically 7-2 since December. I said that December needed to be a big change, and my lord, as ever, we were 500 in the first 2 months of the season, and ever since December, it's been a completely different overhaul here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's been a completely different team. Like, honestly, I was not expecting to be this good this season, honestly. I'll say that. I was not expecting to be this good this year. It has been blowing my mind how good this Columbus Blue Jackets squad is this year. Decline. And we'll continue on the simulation here with the Blue Jackets. Justin Schultz is back in the lineup, so we can make a line change here. Wrong thing. Defensively, we need to send down Robert Hagg. And then we need to edit the lines and put Justin Schultz back in the lineup. Get Mr. Schultzy back in the lineup. There you are there, bud. recovered nicely from your concussion. I'm really liking that second line. I think that's really been the biggest difference for this team, is that we actually have a second line this year. It's not just that we're relying on line A this year. We can actually rely a bit on Bjorkstrand, and Bjorkstrand's been playing really good over the last little bit, and he gets an injury there with a sore knee. So we're almost there to the trade deadline. Very, very close to 65 points for Patrik Laine. 40 goals in 50 games. That is impressive. Very, very... excuse me, my lord. I am hiccuping 24/7 right now. But Blackwood, my lord, we need to play Blackwood a lot more. 911 save percentage. He is popping off right now here in these past little bit. So play Adin Hill for the next little games. Get him in some tune-up games, of course. Can't forget about Adin Hill. Got to always get him. We got to keep him tuned up no matter what. Even if he loses a couple games, got to keep him tuned up. So Kent Johnson now with an injury right now. He's been massively just ripping up the Columbus Blue Jackets system. 54 points in 48 games. He's almost ready to be an NHLer here very, very soon. So let's get our boy Blackwood in here, since our boy Hill has lost the past 2 games. So we'll get a little bit of a swap up. He's been playing a lot of games this year anyways already. So we'll swap it up a little bit. So we want to get our depth prospects in here still. We want to keep those guys going, like a Fowler. We need to keep him going. So perfect. I don't think we really need that in too many forwards, but for Kent Johnson and shit like that, I think that's all we really need to worry about. Yes. So Blackwood should be in net. I'll have to double check because I think I forgot about him. I was more focused on the AHL lines, but I'll double check. Yes, Blackwood's in the net. So Blackwood, let's see if you can get me a couple more wins here, dude. I like to see you get a couple more wins on that record. Your record is definitely not the most beautiful looking thing this year, and I'd like to start working it up a little bit there for you, Blackwood. So Tampa Bay, big win there against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And if he's going to play really good for us, then why not ride him out, right? That's the way I see it. If he's going to be our best player, might as well play him. So Kent Johnson will be right back in the lineup, and 82 overall. Defensively, that's the big thing. I don't want to play Kent Johnson this year. We could potentially play him. There's totally that factor that we can play him this year, but I think we might be keeping him off the lineup a little bit this year and just stick with that. Alamari, perfect, +3 for both. Perfect. 4-0 win there against the Buffalo Sabres. Awesome game there, Blackwood. Jared McCann's been really ended up to be a huge steal for us. I didn't expect him to jump up this much and actually be this much of a key member here for the Blue Jackets. 46 points, which is the most points he's ever had in his career. I mean, the amount of like overperformers this year and players that we picked up in McCann and Fogle and Pesci, every player that we possibly picked up this year has been such a huge player for our success this year. It's been nuts. I mean, look at Blackwood right now. I mean, Blackwood's been putting up some amazing games right now. And, I mean, just about everyone on this team has been putting up some amazing games for us and playing above than what they ever should have played. So, Krejci, I know you will like more minutes there, dude, but you're playing on a pretty solid third line alongside a Marichenko. So, I don't think you can really be complaining about it too much. With 72 points on the season here for the Columbus Blue Jackets, we've been having a very, very successful season, and we're just continuing on. I mean, this has just been surprising for me, honestly. Absolutely surprising. Alrighty, man. I am absolutely loving this Columbus Blue Jackets success, and I'm hoping you guys are as well, because this season that we've been getting from the goaltending, from just about everything, I have been loving it. Blackwood and Hill have been the tandem that we've been waiting for. Laine has been producing absolutely insane amounts of goals that we have ever seen him score before. His point totals are insane. Everybody here in Columbus have been having career years. And then not just that, going into next year, this team that is already ripping up the NHL is about to get a hell of a lot better once Kent Johnson jumps into this team. I mean, this team for the future here for the Columbus Blue Jackets is potentially one of the most scariest teams in the NHL going forward. I feel like we got one of the scariest teams moving forward. Lost there against the Philadelphia Flyers. We gotta play a little bit of Adin Hill going up to the deadline, since we've been playing a lot of Blackwood. Oh, abdominal strain. That's okay. He'll be back here in a bit on the 26th or something like that. Big winner against the Arizona Coyotes. Penguins, can we topple over first and take first of the division? Oh, we take a big loss there against the Carolina Hurricanes, and then we'll be right up to the deadline, which is perfect for us. Bear Pulisek, we'll get you back in the lineup here for the AHL club. Love to see you down there. Pulisek, get you in there. Get him in there. Come on, let's go. Pulisek, and then my boy Fowler, get you in there, bud. You can play alongside of Rennick. And then the last game here against the New York Rangers. And another fractured ankle for the young man. That sucks. I did not want to see that again. Anyways, yeah, Mark. Get you out of there, McCann, and put you back in. There we go. Can we get a big... And we'd lose there against the Rangers. So we fall a little bit. But the Flyers, they did go over first. So let's take a look at the Blue Jackets before we jump into the deadline here right quick. Because that's our plan. We want to jump into the deadline. We want to get to the end of the season. And goals for, we are amazing. Goals against, we are amazing. We're one of the best defensive teams. Our power play is, without a doubt, one of the best power plays. And our PK is still struggling. So I think the biggest thing going into this free agency is someone defensive that can fit alongside of Krejci and Marchenko on that third line. I think that's the biggest thing that we could focus on this year. Is focus on improving that third line. Improving our depth a little bit, I think, is what we could touch up on. Because I'm not a big fan of Atkinson. Chikanovs hasn't been bad, scoring goals. But we need someone to help us on that PK. So I think that's going to be our biggest thing going into this trade deadline, I mean. Is someone that can play on the PK for us offensively. Adin Hill's been putting up some great numbers. We're going to be playing Blackwood a lot because he's been amazing this year as well. We've been having an amazing tandem. I would like to take a quick look at the entire league, see where Patrik Laine is lining up in the league. And he's definitely not a top. He's near there. I think he's in the top 10 of goal scoring. But goal scoring wise, he's just a little bit behind McDavid. So if he wants to catch up, he's going to have to pass McDavid. So we know what we need to do. Let's jump into the trade deadline. Let's jump right into it because I got no time to waste here. I'm a buyer this year, boys. First time being a buyer here with the Blue Jackets. First time actually being successful with this team. We know what we need to do. There's not very much that we need to improve upon since we made big deals already. We're basically just adding depth going into this trade deadline. Adding a little bit of depth to go into our season with a good playoff run, right? That's what we want to kind of go on, is a decent playoff run. So we need somebody to be a decent player. Maybe a Sam Bennett. Not too badly. He's cheap. 1 year left. 1.25. Defensively, he's not terrible. We need somebody better defensively, though. He's definitely not what I was aiming for. We need somebody better defensively, I think. Offensively. We got a Michael Fearland. He's a grinder, though, I think. Grinder, he's not bad defensively. 21 points this past season. He doesn't really fit anywhere. Curtis Lazar. I want somebody actually good, though. Like somebody that's actually a decent overall that could play, a decent amount of minutes on that third line. Taves, Josh Bailey. Josh Bailey's not too bad. He could fit on the third line. He's been in the playoffs before. He could be a real veteran guy for the team. Defensively, he hasn't been terrible. He's off and on defensively. He gives a decent amount of points. 20 points in time, but he's never really been in the sim playoffs, so he's $5 million. No, thank you. Scott Layton, but $5.4 million for the next year. No, thank you. Skinner's there, but I really don't need the Skinner. He's not going to really be that good defensively, and we already got so many goal scorers down there in that depth. Maybe we try Kent Johnson. I know he's not very good defensively, but, I mean, there's nothing really out here for us to pick up for depth that could be good defensively. Carl Grunstrom started the same way, unless we go after Kopitar. Tyler Mott, he's not very good defensively. Hathaway, Gergensons. Matthew Joseph, he's not that bad defensively. There's not a lot of good players defensively out here. I don't even think we go after anyone, honestly. Tanev, note, decline. We're not doing that. Sonny Milano's available. I think we've had him before. But how good is he? 79 overall, 1.8. Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, there's not a lot out here, honestly. Not a lot out here to pick away for players. You got Kevin LeBanc and Gambrell, but they're way too high of overalls to really go after. Hosang Tierney could be a possibility, actually. Walmart could be 85 defensive awareness. Not too bad. Not too bad. And the NHL is not the greatest, though. Yeah, there's nobody. I'm actually kind of amazed at that. Usually there's somebody out here to, pick up to be a depth guy for the team, but there is absolutely no one out here. Nick Merkley might be the best possible case. He's given some good defensive years. 20 points. Not bad. I don't know. This is, I think we just go with the team that we have. I think we've already made a lot of moves. I think we just keep the team the way that it is and just go with it. Excuse me, Ken Johnson, I mean, he's not really ready this year. I think we just keep the team that... That's the thing. Ken Johnson's been performing crazy. And I don't know. I don't know how well he'd fit on that third line, though. We could try, though. We could just call him up, see how well he'll do. I mean, nothing hurts by calling him up for a couple games near the end of the season. Once we clinch a playoff spot, we'll call up Ken Johnson. I think that's what we'll do. Once we clinch a playoff spot, we'll call up Ken Johnson and we'll use him. Corrali couldn't be a bad idea to play on the PK. It's not that great defensively, though. Yeah, no thank you. We'll have to keep the PK the way that it is. We'll improve it going into next season. I think that's just the way that it's going to have to be. So we'll play Adin Hill, I think, for one more game, and then we'll get Blackwood into a ton. So, yeah, once we clinch a playoff spot, we will throw Ken Johnson into that either the third or fourth line. We'll get him into some games and see how well Ken Johnson will do, because I'm really interested in seeing how well Ken Johnson will do. I'm really interested in seeing that. He's a good player. He's really solid here for the team, so I would be really excited to see how well he would play for the team. Alrighty, so let's sim up to the Florida game, the back-to-back there. We'll see how good Blackwood does. Big 8-2 victory. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Liam Foudy out for a couple games. That's alright. He'll be back here in a little bit. We'll wait until after the back-to-back to get him back in the lineup. We could lose a couple games if need be. We're already in a really good spot. If we could continue winning the games that we've been winning, I think we'll be in a really good spot for future to come. So I'm not too worried about this team right now. I think we'll make it into the playoffs. I think we'll be in a really good spot too. Honestly, we're already in a really good spot here in the division. We're playing really solid games right now, and I think if we could continue to play these really solid games, I think we could be a really scary team going to the playoffs. I think we might be going up against the Hurricanes, though. I think that is a very good possibility. That's one of the teams that we could possibly going up against. Two big losses there for Adin Hill. No, definitely not losses I wanted to see from Adin Hill. Come on, buddy. You gotta do something for me. You gotta give me a little bit more W's. But we do got this back-to-back game coming up, so we'll play Blackwood for the next two. We'll swap them out, and then we get a lot of swap in, swap outs. We had a lot of back-to-backs here in this next little bit. I mean, we don't have any back-to-backs. These were the last two back-to-backs. I can't speak English, but the last two back-to-backs of the season, and now we're officially done, and we could just ride on a goalie if we really needed to. But we definitely need to start getting some wins here. We have not been winning very much here in the last little bit. So Blackwood will change you out. Adin Hill, you're back in now. You can hopefully get us some wins here, because we've been struggling a little bit. We got to win there against Colorado, but this is a big game here against the Carolina Hurricanes. So, and we lose against the Carolina Hurricanes. So we're last 10, 4-6. We have not been doing very well here in the last little bit. I said I was not worried, but now I'm a little worried. We're in a wild card spot. I mean, we have a pretty good chokehold of this, this wild card spot, but it's nothing to be comfortable about. You definitely don't want to be in a wild card spot in any sort of way. You don't want to be facing, the Lightning or the Hurricanes. We would probably be facing the Hurricanes, if anything. But I rather try to get some home ice advantage for this team right now. We want to have a successful end to this season. So Adin Hill's giving us some really strong games right now. Really, really strong games to end off the season here for Adin Hill. As he's just absolutely dominating. We will swap out, though. Adin Hill, you'll go off to the side. Probably for the end of the season, we'll probably play Blackwood for the rest, honestly. We're in a really good spot right now. We just need to continue winning games here. Washington, we got a couple big games here. Washington, Chicago coming up. Marchenko's back in the lineup. Perfect, my man. And then we should be able to clinch a playoff spot here very, very soon and get Ken Johnson into the lineup, which should be really, really exciting to see how that does for the team. So I think it's going to be here soon that we clinch a playoff spot. One of these games we should be. Chicago, the next game is coming up. Bogosian. Big game here against the Chicago Blackhawks. Come on, boys. And we get a big dub against the Chicago Blackhawks. The Islanders, can we pull away with another big victory against the Islanders? And we lose against the Islanders, but that's okay. 93 points. We're not doing too bad right now. And now we're going to decide upon who we play as a goalie. I guess we still haven't clinched the playoff spot yet. There we go. We finally clinched the playoff spot, and we can finally play our man and Kent Johnson for the next little bit. We'll play him for the next 3 games because we're in a really good spot. And we're also going to decide who we play as a goalie coming towards this playoffs as well, which you guys can help me out on that fact as well in the comments section below on who we play as a goalie going towards this playoffs. And Kent Johnson is an 83 overall and all ready to play this year, so let's see how well he does in the next 3 games. We'll place Cam Atkinson instead, and we'll play Kent Johnson for the next little bit. Defensively, he's not too great, but offensively, this guy could be real. I mean, he wasn't that bad defensively, honestly, so we'll see how well he does. We will see how well he does. We'll play him alongside of David Krejci and Kirill Marchenko. We'll see how well Kent Johnson does on that line. Defensively, we do have Brent Pesce out of the lineup, but that's okay. Best lines down there in the AHL. We'll get down our boy Pulisic and also our bud Fowler. We'll get him in the lineup as well. Goaltending-wise, I think we might go with Blackwood, honestly. He's been giving us some really solid numbers. A 913, 258. He's the goalie that just came off his Stanley Cup win. So I think we might go with Blackwood going into this playoffs. And I think you guys should agree with me as well, because Blackwood's won a Stanley Cup before with the New Jersey Devils. And I think, honestly, he's a very good contender to be our starting goalie going towards the playoffs. So unless Adin Hill gives us a great showing here in the next couple games to be our starting goalie in the playoffs, and we'll go with him. But I mean, he looks like it is. He's putting up some great performances and takes one big loss there against the New Jersey Devils. Did the New Jersey Devils win last year? I can't remember if they did. Let me double check. I thought they did. Did they? They did win the Stanley Cup, and now they're not even in the playoffs this year. Wow, that is a huge turn of events as the Blue Jackets, we are in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Pop that champagne, celebrate, woohoo! The Blue Jackets are in the playoffs, and in the first round, we're going to have to go up against the Philadelphia Flyers. They do have home ice advantages. Sadly, we were not able to take that. Carolina and Philly did, so we're going to be going up against the Philadelphia Flyers. And also, we ended the season off 47-30-5, which was our best season yet, ever. Like, this is the most wins we've ever had. Same amount of points that we've had before. We've had 99 points, but we actually never made it to the playoffs at this amount of points before. Our first season, we had a 46-29-7 record, which was near this. We didn't make it to the playoffs because the division was too stacked. This year, we make it into the 3rd place of the division, which was absolutely massive for the team. So goals for, amazing. Our goals for production was amazing. Goals against, 2nd, 3rd best in the league. Not bad for our team, especially for not having really a top 2 defenseman at all. Our power play is amazing, and also our PK also improved to 78.2, so improved massively throughout the season. So Laine had an amazing season, 99 points. Definitely slowed down near the end, but amazing. Warren Foegele was the real MVP. I mean, we're paying this guy $2.7 million, and the guy put up 83 points this year. What a bargain for Warren Foegele. Foudy, 81 points, a career high for him. I mean, all these guys had career highs. Every single one of these guys had amazing seasons this year with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Kent Johnson as well. 3 games, 3 points, not bad. Honestly, Kent Johnson putting up some good games for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Not bad defensively. We might actually have to play him a little bit. He was playing better than Cam Atkinson or anybody else on that 3rd line. So we might have to stick Kent Johnson alongside of Marchenko and David Krejci to see how that works. So tell me, guys, in the comment section below, would you like to see that? Also, Samuel Girard, bro, what a steal. What a steal this guy was. I cannot believe the Columbus Blue Jackets did not play, or Colorado did not play this guy at all. Like, the guy played a good solid 21 minutes for us, was a massive defenseman for us, played amazing alongside of Andrew Peeke and Brett Pesce as well. I mean, Brett Pesce as well alongside of Foegele was amazing. And then our goaltending and Hill and Blackwood was just the light of the day here for the Blue Jackets. They really were. But now we're going to have to go up against the very challenging Philadelphia Flyers. Let's see what they are made of before we end off the video for you guys. And then you guys can tell me, guys, in the comment section below, what should be next here with the Blue Jackets, and what should we do here against the Flyers. So their first line, they got Donato, Giroux, and Carnegie, and then Bobby Brink, Nolan Patrick, and Jacob Voracek. The third line, they got Lindblom, Kevin Haynes, and Nicholas Kubel. They got some major depth. And then Tyson Forster, Rubasov, and Pavel Zacha. And then defensively, they got Provorov, Philip Myers, Dmitry Orlov, Eric Gustin, Travis Sanheim, and Cam York. What a... Jesus. That defensive core is better than ours. And in goaltending-wise, they got Carter Hart, who has been absolutely amazing over the past 2 seasons. So we are seriously going up against a very good team in the Philadelphia Flyers. And we have a overperforming Columbus Blue Jackets, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to see how we do in the next episode against the the Flyers. Hopefully the Blue Jackets do good. I have some major hopes in this team. I think this team is going to be really good against the Flyers, and I think it's going to be because of Blackwood, our goaltending, and not just that, our crazy good offense and our defense, who actually played very well this year. So for right now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. In the next episode, we're going to be in the playoffs for the first ever time here with the Blue Jackets. But for right now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigo.